What's up, gays, straights, and other days? It's Mally. I'm back with another episode of Lady in Mystery. And last we left off, Iljime showed up, crashed her Junghuso, and went, "Hey, let's hang out." So I guess we're hanging out. And he's taken me to a field, apparently, which sounds like I'm about to get murdered. But we've also got, like, just listen to this for a second. We've got this very, like, I'm going on a journey-esque music going on. So I'm a little confused as to what the mood is, but let's just get right on to do it. Holy, okay. Iljime took me to the field in the middle of the Nam Mountain. He's Southern Village Yongbon originally, so he must have taken me somewhere he knows well. I could see the whole scenery of Hanyang down the hill, and the wind blew much higher than it was in Unjang Street. I sat next to Iljime and got baked in the sun. His wish was just to go on a picnic with me. Oh. That's oddly wholesome. Where's the catch? He said it's embarrassing to say, but he doesn't have any friends, and it made him less sociable and quieter every day. Less sociable maybe because you've taken to attacking me, but quieter? Quieter. No. This not so much sociable thief has been nonstop talking for some time now, however. Well, I guess that does explain some things, like how he doesn't really seem to understand social cues very well, and how, like, he might see some things as playing where in reality it is harassment. Like, okay, fine. I guess it's understandable, it doesn't make it okay, but I don't think he meant it. You have your paramour servant who you've been sleeping with for 5 years, and that mysterious fake sister you took from somewhere, but I have no one. Okay, first of all, 1, he's not my paramour. He will never be my paramour. He is still my brother, even if he's not my actual brother. 2, that fake sister you're talking about is my bestest buddy, so hush. And I didn't take her from anywhere. She showed up and blackmailed me. Get it right. I'm so bored when I'm home alone. I told you not to describe Woo-sung like that with all that sleeping together stuff. It's never gonna happen. We're not touching even one strand of hair on each other. Oh, what is this pretty background? Iljime just said what he had to say and didn't listen to what I said. Yeah, that's pretty par for the course with this relationship. Then he was just searching through the grass looking for some flowers. I guess it was true that he is not good at talking to other people. Yeah, isolation will do that to you. There are only some round flowers sparsely on the mountain as forsythias all fell off. Forsythia. Oh, look at these! These are pretty! Look at this one! I mean, the ones that we're looking at seem to be purple, but these are mostly yellow. Oh, these are pretty. Iljime picked some flowers and reached his hand near my ears. What you doing? I got surprised and pulled myself back as much as possible. Then Iljime frowned in bewilderment. Hey, where are you going? Let's see, the last time you touched me, you untied my string, okay? Don't be like that. I need to teach you some social cues, clearly. Try this on your ear. No. Why are you making me embarrassed? Then should I do it? No, come on. I gotta teach you some social cues sometime. Oh, you mean do it on yourself? Aww, your hair is a little more purple here. Oh, there's like no background on you. Iljime put flowers on both of his ears and smiled widely as if he became a clown. Became, already was, what's the difference? Are you wearing eyeliner? How does that wing look so good? You do wings better than I do wings, the heck? How do I look? Like a fucking dork. But you're my dork. Am I pretty? Nope. Adorkable. He put the flower on his ear like a girl with a pretty face and started searching through his bundle as if he didn't even expect me to respond. But then he felt a little upset and he didn't sound so fine. I mean, it wouldn't have been a good idea to put a flower on your ugly face. The flowers would be much happier on my ears. There's the one we know and tolerate. That's nonsense. I took the flower from his ear and put it on my left ear, but then it looked funny to put the flower under the gat, and I felt awkward when he looked at me. So I put it out right away and put it on my right ear, further from Iljime. Then Iljime got up with his bundle and moved to my right side. It made the atmosphere more awkward. I looked down the hill awkwardly and moved the flower back to the left side. You're so particular. How do you even pretend to be a guy with that personality? You still have a lot to learn. Oh yeah? You want to teach me? I know we've been using male pronouns for you, but it's for the sake of immersion. Iljime pulled out 2 gourd bottles. What? What? Okay, second Google search of the day. Gourd bottle. Oh. Okay, so it's here. I got you. It's kind of exactly what I was thinking in a way. It is shaped like a gourd. Okay, you would be the sort of person who would own a fucking gourd bottle from the bundle and gave me one while grabbing the other one. He was so inappropriate even for a Yongbon from Southern Village. Are you surprised though? Are you even that surprised? He pulled out the lid, which is actually a rolled paper, and switched the bottle with me. I could smell the strong alcohol under my nose. I got surprised and backed away. It was sunny today and the sun was still up. What? Wait, are you judging him for like drinking time? Come on, Hisu, we're just hanging out. I mixed rice wine and an expensive soju. This is worth much more than everything you're wearing right now, including your dopo and gat. Thanks. So you can make a deep bow to me if you want to thank me for this. No. Then he put out some fruits preserved in honey as a snack. These fruits, ginseng roots and ginger pickled in honey, were one of the foods that are only served in the Yongbon house. He put out honey pickled bellflower roots, green plums, and dried grapes and looked at me proudly. He just mixed them all in a wooden snack box instead of divided platters, so it looked quite messy. That's about right. Are you trying to impress me that much? Alright, that's kinda sweet. But when I tried one, it tasted fine. Well, yeah, just because it doesn't look aesthetic doesn't mean that it's gonna taste bad. I thought I was granting your wish. When I got surprised and looked up, Ilshime smiled widely like nothing. You're feeling the pressure a little since you're not doing anything, aren't you? I'm hanging out with you! Then you should be a lamb and do what I tell you to do, alright? Bah! Fuck off. Okay. While I was waiting, pressing my temples with the tip of my fingers, Ilshime waved his finger at me. Then for starters, move the flower to my side again. What do you mean your side? Because that flower is the best part of your look since you are not exactly eye candy. Every other girl has said, oh, you're pretty for a dude. Oh, you have such a pretty face. Oh, you're a precious lady, Ilshime. You're fucking ugly. It's a nice change of pace, thanks. Please, don't torture my eyes. Close them. When I took a glance at him putting the flower back on the left side, Ilshime took a bite of honey-pickled fruit, smiling satisfactorily as if he became a real Ilshime from the novel. Good. Fuck off. Now use honorific politely to me since I'm Yongbon. No. Are you asking me to call you sir? Sir? I tried my best to be polite using honorific to him and took a sip of the drink. Like I said before, being a fixer needs a lot of gut and acting skills. The sun was getting higher for the last few days, and since it was strong alcohol, my head started to get hurt with just one sip. Ilshime didn't stop and kept trying to make me do something. Oh, why don't you let down your hair and braid it? 'Cause I'm still undercover, dickhead. I'll make the top knot again for you when we go down. I can do it myself. No. When I refused it right away, Ilshime's smile disappeared. I knew you were being too docile all of a sudden. I'm allowed to say no to things. By the way, what was that request the other day? I couldn't stop thinking about it even after I went home. What kind of lunatic asked you to protect his property from a thief? That owner himself would protect it better than you. I needed money. Why do you care? Ilshime asked, grabbing my wrist and rubbing it. Stop doing that! He didn't forget to remind me how soft my skin is and to give me advice that I should work out more by learning archery or swordsmanship since I'm not a real Yongbon and wouldn't need dignity when I use my body. I kind of hate you a little bit. He wouldn't have expected someone like me either, and it doesn't matter since Wusung is quite big. From what I see, your servant has a fine physical, but that's it. He doesn't know anything except for using his muscle. And? He can use his muscles, but he won't be able to control his body properly. He must be so stiff like a log. Okay. He wanted to know who was going to come and steal the pearl in the first place, so maybe he didn't really need someone strong. He had two requests. First, he wanted us to protect the pearl, and the second, he wanted me to find out who was going to steal the pearl. Who was going to steal? Isn't it too obvious? It's either me, the most righteous man in Hanyang, or the original owner of the pearl. Yeah, right, I got that. So I found the original owner and told him that he should just stay still since Ilshime is going to come and get it for him. Then as I emptied the last glass after finishing the sentence, I felt weird all of a sudden. I felt like I missed something, or I felt like there was a mistake. When I got dumbfounded as if I got hit by a hammer, and then got surprised and looked up, Ilshime was looking at me, dumbfounded. Are you kidding me? He's the one who took it from the original owner. Why would he ask you that? Wait, you're actually right? He would have known who the original owner was. Why did he have to call and ask me? He He even paid me 6 nyang and was willing to pay 6 more. Was there anything weird when you were there? Other than you? Not really. I thought of the face of the Nobi I saw at last who was supposed to have that pearl, and the face of that wrinkly old Yongbon who asked me to protect the pearl when I first arrived at the house. I should go back to that house again. Then I'll go with you. Why? Ugh, why did you make me drink? I can't even walk properly. By heaven. When I adjusted my gat holding the tree since I felt dizzy, Iljime hurriedly packed the bundle, put out his mask, and put it on his wrist. Then he jumped out from the back and started running, grabbing my wrist. While we were hurrying down the mountain road staggeringly, the sun was starting to the west, or setting. Fuck. Yes. Cool. Great. Okay, cool. We had a sweet little hangout session. Wasn't as terrible as I thought. I mean, he kept calling me ugly, but I've been doing literally the same thing, so it's fine. I guess we're back at the... I'm just gonna keep turning up the volume for you lot, because I know you can't hear it as well when I'm talking, but just... The scoring in this game is so good. Oh my god. Okay, we're back at the house. How do I do this? Just grab it and come up. Iljime pounded his chest, standing on the wall with frustration. Oh, we're jumping the wall. That foul Yongbang wouldn't open the door for us if we just knock on the door, so I ran around the wall with Iljime. Well, then you should have just taken Juhi. She's done this before, like, probably a couple of times at this point. No, we have to take Asian Robin Hood. Okay. But I couldn't just climb that wall that was as tall as my height. Okay, I'm with Iljime on this one. Jump, fool. I've done this before as well. I almost looked over there because the camera used to be there, but you're over here now. Hello. But Iljime just grabbed some jagged stones from that furrowless wall and just jumped on the wall, kicking the wall. He climbed it so easily like that, kept rushing me to just come up. Yes, there it is. Step on that jagged part. Good. And then grab the wall above your head. Then just come up. Just come up. Ugh. If he says just come up one more time, when I slid down again, Iljime shook his head. Are your hands that weak? You should just grab tightly. Gosh. I am grabbing tightly already. How can I grab it even tighter? I grabbed the wall and tried my best to put my feet on the wall, but then my feet slid down again. I love you, Hisu, and normally I'm all on your side, but it's because you're going so slowly. Like, I've climbed walls before. You need to be fast. You need the momentum, otherwise you are getting nowhere. As I was about to get upset, Iljime gave a sigh and jumped back down from the wall. Then he put his shoulders under my legs. Hey, are you crazy? I should just go to the gate and call someone. Ugh. Iljime pushed up to the wall right away. Gosh, you are so heavy. Fuck you. Where are you hiding all this fat? Fuck you! My shoulders are going to break. Good. Get up already. What? When I kicked him as I went out on the wall, Iljime looked up, grabbing my leg. Then he pretended to push me right away. Thanks. When I got scared and screamed, then covered my mouth right away, he climbed up the wall as well. What is wrong with you? Oh, so much. You need to build up your courage. Iljime jumped off the wall right away so easily. He was about to go ahead and get in, then he turned around after taking a few steps. Hey, Scholar, are you... Help me get down, sir. Never mind, that theme was so fucking fitting for all of that. I looked around the main room beyond the wall, pushing Iljime's head. The light was on in the room. A couple of Nobi was guarding the door, but the defense wasn't as strong as the owner bluffed. Moreover, the house was so quiet that no one would have thought that they were making a big fuss guarding the Black Pearl yesterday. I could hear Nobis chatting passing by in the dark. He's suddenly getting rid of all the securities this time? Yes, he said we should just go to sleep at night. He said we don't work as hard as before ever since we stand guard at night. So we just pound a beat for a few more times and then go back. Iljime was squashed by me, and then as soon as Nobis went further away, he got up and moved away. So, are we in now or what? Are you trying to rob this house with me? No, I just wanted to go to the main room. The main room? That's only for the wives. Why? That original Pearl owner's behavior that night, it bothered me. He was, oh, we have choices, it's been a while. He was very charming. The fuck he was? No, he wasn't. Doing laundry. Well, he was doing laundry. He was washing women's underwear, which is weird for some reason. That Nobi, he was doing laundry. Not just laundry, but he was washing a woman's underwear. Okay, I guess that was like weird, like considered weird back in that time, so I suppose that makes sense. But like nowadays it's like, it's underwear, who cares? This owner's insane. Yup. Ilshime said it adamantly and got mad. Right? It doesn't make sense even for a southern village yongbang like you, huh? Of course. What kind of master asks male servant to wash women's underwear? We even let only one female servant wash the underwear or diapers for period. But they're letting a servant boy wash women's underwear? So I was thinking, what if he wasn't in charge of doing that, but he was just doing it only for that day? What if someone made him do that? Did a servant girl who was in charge made him do that day? But then they would get in big trouble if they got caught by the lady. Unless that servant has nothing to be afraid of. Yes, so what if it wouldn't be a problem even if the lady sees it? It doesn't make sense unless the lady herself told him to do it. Yup. You caught up with me now? That's it. What? But what kind of insane lady would ask her servant boy to wash her underwear? Ilshime stopped and gasped out in surprise. Well, I don't know what you figured out. Ilshime went ahead to the main room right away. He was nagging me about wanting to go to the name room a minute ago, now he even jumped over the wall to get there. The main building was big, but there was only one room that had any trace of a human. That old yongbang surprisingly didn't have any concubine. It didn't even seem to have a daughter either. The main room with the lady of the house was supposed to be dark, and there was only one pair of shoes. Her shoes. But strangely enough, there was a sound of someone talking from inside occasionally. After hiding and watching for a while, just after midnight, some guy carefully got out of the main room, holding a pair of straw shoes. It's the Nobi dude again. He looked around and then quickly put his shoes on and went across the yard. It was that Nobi I saw the other day. The one who was washing a woman's underwear and got surprised when he saw me. The one with the pale face and southern accent who was supposed to have that black pearl. The one who was now blushing and having an affair with the lady of the house. And then the Nobi was heading to the main room where the yongbang stays, not his room. The light of the main room was on, but it went off as soon as the Nobi found his master. What the fuck? So, what is happening here? Is that Nobi having an affair with the wife of the old yongbang in this house? And that yongbang doesn't know about it. Why do you think he doesn't know? Because any yongbang would kill him right away as soon as they find out. It's not a crime for a yongbang to kill a Nobi. Oh, wow, murder standards are pretty low here. No, you missed one thing. He is not actually a real Nobi. He's emancipated Nobi, which means he's a pleb now. So if he kills his pleb servant, he will get punished. And it's going to be complicated at the trial as well, since that servant is a plebeian on paper. Even though he knows everything, he can't just kill him like that. He fell onto his own trap. He shouldn't have brought the emancipated Nobis by force in the first place. Ilshime shook his head. Meanwhile, I quickly organized my thoughts inside my head. The owner of this house got furious after finding out that his wife was cheating on him. Hello, marimbas? I think that's what those are. So he wanted to kill the Nobi who his wife was cheating with. But it's a crime to just kill that servant. So he thought hard and contacted me in Zhenghuso after coming to a certain conclusion. Then why did he have to call me to his house? There's only one answer. The yongbang wanted people to think that someone was trying to steal the black pearl from his house. He made a big fuss for a day and let every servant in his house know that someone's going to come and steal the pearl. And on top of that, he wanted to let people outside this house know that someone is going to come and steal the pearl. 6 nyang was his cost to let everyone inside and outside the house know that some thief is trying to rob his house. So after achieving that goal, that yongbang just hushed up and took back the second request about finding the suspect. He just scoffed and didn't care even though he showed him Ilshime's poster. It was of course for him to do that because he was the one who wrote the warning letter, because the other two don't make any fucking sense. Because he was the one who wrote the warning letter. There was no thief in the first place. The warning letter was written by that old yongbang himself. Did I actually get it first try? That never happens. So when the guy Zias took where Quest came and tried to scare him with all the Ilshime nonsense, it just sounded like a joke, because he wrote the letter. He thought, what are they talking about when there was no thief at all in the first place? I wrote the warning letter. That's why he scoffed at us, thinking we were just money grubbers. Everything made sense now. I got it on the first go! That never happens! Cool, I'm a genius! And there's only one thing he actually wanted to do with all the fuss he made. Good heavens. The yongbang is trying to kill someone. He's going to accuse him of trying to steal the pearl from his room. It's not that hard at all for any policeman to figure out the family history of the Nobi with a little help. I figured out right away as well. So once the Nobi is dead, he is going to be accused of being a thief with all the circumstances, including the warning letter, and the yongbang can plead self-defense on top of his social status. Then he can get away from killing his servant. I love this novel and all, but I'm also learning a lot of I guess, way early Seoul, which is fun and interesting. Excellent. He already set the stage perfectly. Now he just had to call the servant at night and kill him. When I looked up, that young Nobi just opened the door of the Yongban's room where the light just went off. Then a dark shadow just went past me. Oh, I think the murder's happening tonight. Iljime! Now's the time to show off your strength. Tackle him. Iljime jumped in without looking back. Oh, I was kidding. Cool. Wow. After the door opened before the Nobi went inside, Iljime cut in front of the door and there was a clangor of the swords hitting each other. I couldn't see anything inside the room. The Yongban got surprised and went outside to the wooden floor holding his sword. He was so furious that even I could see from the yard that his mustache was quivering with anger. I know it's serious, but that mental image is just so stupid. Move, you bastards! Yongban got blinded by his anger and tried to swing his sword regardless of my presence, but Iljime caught him and took the sword away from him. Ah, there's the old dude. What are you doing? You can just report your wife and your servant for adultery, then they'll get executed anyway. If I report her and lose my wife, what am I going to do with my ruined honor? What am I going to get from doing that? I am angry. Yongban decided that he couldn't beat Iljime, so he came at the Nobi right away and started to punch his chin. How dare you take my wife, you filthy lowly pleb! He forgot about the dignity of Yongban and kept swinging his fists everywhere. Nobi got surprised and beaten for a while, then he got frustrated and started to fight back. I was surprised, but there was no room for me to interrupt and stop him, because I'm just a skinny, ugly little man's, apparently. Nobi was cussing out in tears and beating that Yongban. You took everything away from me. What's the big deal that I went in and out of your wife's room? You son of a gun. Ask anyone in this house. I'm not the only one who's counting the day you die. How dare you use an honorific to your master? Once a Nobi is always a Nobi. How dare you even think that you can live without your master? You should be grateful that I took you in without breaking your bones. Ah, you're a little shithead, aren't you? The Yongban and the Nobi grabbed at each other's hair with the blood in their mouths. They got tangled up regardless of their social status and beating, pinching, and crying like a bunch of beggars on the street. All my father did was to get a house in Hanyang to make me a low-level government officer since I'm a plebeian. But then you came. You, filthy animal, came and beat my father to death. And what more do you have to say now? I'm a plebeian too. Why do I have to use honorific to my enemy? Your father died because he was weak from the disease. He only died after a few blows because he wasn't healthy in the first place. But it doesn't matter. You still landed the killing blow, idiot. How is that my fault? Because you aggravated it. Ugh. The Yongban knocked down after a blow on the pit of the stomach, and before long, all the Nobis got surprised by the fuss and went out. While everyone was mumbling with surprise, only the lady of the house, who got out of the room with a blushed face, covered her face with shame. Then a dried flower fell down from my ear. Giving away my position, apparently. Oh, I still kept the flower from the picnic? That was a weird thing to bring up, okay. The Yongban fainted for 3 days and nights. Wow, busy schedule. And when he finally woke up, he wasn't himself. He was said to have a stroke. He wasn't being cautious with his age, so the heat got stuck in his bones and his heart. Well, maybe because you weren't healthy, and then you just got a stroke from a few blows. You hear your stupid ass logic now? With that one pass out, he couldn't see, he couldn't talk well since his blood vessels were blocked, and he even lost bowel control and developed incontinence. I'm not looking that up. Nobis who were once plebeians all scattered away during the absence of their master. The Nobi who knocked him down ran first. And when the other Nobis whose fathers were once emancipated found that out, they all started to scatter away. They were not on the Nobi document in the first place, so the government officials can't track them down. Not good for them. And there was no one in this house who was willing to chase Nobi themselves, unless that foul Yongban got up. Victory! Oh, we're back here again, with the... I haven't heard this one since Cyan's route, I think. It's been a while for this one, I think. Why are we back here again? I was suffering alone, sitting on the hill I went with Iljime the other day when he tapped my back with his knee. What are you doing on my spot? Did you like it here? The fuck? Do you think that 6 nyang I got the other day was cursed? I feel like I destroyed one family. No, you just uncovered a lot of lies. What should I do? What are you talking about? I went in disguise around that house and listened to people talking, and everyone was so happy about what happened to him, saying he got punished from heaven. And the Nobis who were not supposed to be there could all run away thanks to the incident. Everything went really well. It's all karma. I don't know, it's just... I quickly looked up. Do you ever feel bad robbing other people of their property, destroying their lives? Even if they are bad people, they didn't do anything to you. Aren't you scared? And you don't care as long as there's no damage to you?
For example, if you see a person stabbed and dying on the street, would you just walk away?
No, but it's a little different. Think about it. Saving a person who is stabbed and dying is different from taking the knife after the person is dead and killing whoever stabbed the guy when it has nothing to do with me. Then that's just revenge, not saving a life. Is that a dig at Leader Kong? How dare you?
So you're uncomfortable because it feels like revenge rather than saving people.
Aren't I still technically going with revenge at this point? Or at least trying to, considering it even? The fuck?
Ilgime didn't continue and just looked down at me, but he wasn't debating at all. I've seen a lot of people like him when I had clients. Usually they have a certain answer of their own. Ilgime smiled with a face that only those who don't change their thoughts make. Wouldn't it be better? While people who are in the middle ground like you just went away feeling uncomfortable, I, who have the strength and capability, can beat them up.
Okay.
Then you, bystanders, can feel better and the victims can feel better. And you all just have to blame me for it. It's just so simple and nice.
You're so weird.
What? That's what a righteous thief is. It's important to do the right thing, but in reality, I take all the blame that those who take revenge would have had to deal with. Just like the real Ilgime did in the past.
The blame that those who take revenge would have had to deal with. Ilgime emphasized that part. For a moment, I felt disturbed and thought of all the horrible memories again. I first started to chase Ilgime because of that ornament on his gat. I thought he was the one I should get revenge on. I'll do it even if you don't want to, my lady. I'm going to do it with my bare hands to that bastard who made Mr. Accountant like that. Suddenly, all the memories of the first time I went to Hanyang 5 years ago, the days when we opened Jeonghuso and paid attention to all the news in Hanyang, the signature that I found at the store that made fake paste that looked like a mule's ear, the time we ran around to find where it all came from, all came across my mind. While wandering around for 5 years, my purpose has been a little vague, but the promise I made with Wusong was solid. We decided to kill him.
You don't directly hurt people. Of course not. The original Ilgime didn't do such things, and if I do...
If you do?
Then people can't like me as much as they want. Who likes you? Who?
I'm sorry, bro, but the only time I ever hear about you is when people complain about you, myself included. Who?
I like it when normal people are happy thanks to Ilgime.
Okay.
I don't want to take that away from them just to show off my capability.
What a tiring life. What is he doing when he's not even the real Ilgime? Chased by the policemen everywhere for years and years? But Ilgime had no doubt in his eyes at all. He looked very adamant and determined when he looked down at Hanyang from the hill. The fake Ilgime's face looking down at the tiny people in Hanyang made him look like a real Ilgime for a second. The wind blew high and Ilgime looked up, supporting his chin with the back of his hand.
Not everyone can be the righteous thief. That's why I'm the only one doing it. The problem is, you happen to be an accomplice without any determination, and now you're debating like this.
I'm not debating anymore. You said it was karma. That's it then. Even though his wife would have to suffer taking care of her ill husband.
Not really. I heard that the young wife abandoned the money and social status and ran away with that Nobi, leaving the old young man alone.
What? The Nobi's situation is much better then. The wife might be caught and really executed as soon as the husband gets better. What is she going to do?
I don't think so. Since it happened like that, I got all the jewelry from that house, including the black pearl.
You little shit. Alright.
I robbed the storage.
I'm so surprised.
He was so willing to kill a person. He's going to torture a lot of people again when he got better too soon. I set something up for him to suffer a little.
What? When? When I got surprised and turned around, Ilgime pulled out the sack and poured out all the jewelry. He said he moved the big sack to a secret place and only brought the small sack to show me. Show off. Poured out from the sack were all the valuables such as golds, silver binyo, jade, and amber. Those valuables that are worth a few houses were rolling around through the grass like some toys.
Do you want one? The fuck am I gonna do with that?
But I don't see the black pearl.
Oh, I put it aside to give you.
What? As I started the sentence, why? Ilgime snatched my wrist and walked on my palm with the tips of his fingers. What are you doing? Then a round and cold marble fell on my palm. Oh. Thanks. Ilgime was looking at me in the eyes while the pearl was rolling in my hand. You're so awkward, but it's kind of endearing. It was as if he was trying to see what facial expression I made. My heart sank down maybe because his eyes were moving and he was getting too close. Oh, well this is very pretty. I felt weird, so I opened my hand to give it back. There was a clear and flat glass marble on my palm instead of a pearl. Oh, it's not the pearl. Well, I guess it's a nice gesture.
a tiny marble that looked like a transparent stone checker. It shined like the river on daybreak, reflecting the sunlight on my palm and beaming it to the surroundings.
You know what lgbtq reminds me of? I know Hisu called him like a red fox, but you know, he actually reminds me of a fucking crow, you know? Because like, I know like crows could be seen as like bad omens or whatever, but I personally don't see him that way. I think they're cool. But Illume reminds me of a fucking crow, and him just like handing me this fucking shiny thing just fucking confirms it. Oh my god. What happened to the pearl to change its color like this within a few days, sir? Honestly, the glass marble was more beautiful than the pearl.
Don't be sarcastic. Are you disappointed that it's not a real pearl? When I held it up high and tried to project it in the sunlight, Illume got surprised and quickly waved his hand. Hey, scholar, no! That's a fire bead! The fuck is a fire bead? You trying to set your eyes on fire? What's a fire bead? What? A fire bead? Yes. If you put some paper or some straws on your hand and shine the light through that, it's going to catch fire. I cherish this a lot, and I decided to bestow this on you.
You're such an awkward little crow, dude. No, I kind of just want to like mess up your hair a little bit. Oh, you're such a dork. Why?
Because we're friends. Not the kind of friend that you only call as an excuse when you need. A real friend. Well, that first one isn't a friend at all, so... I can call you my friend now, right?
You know what? Sure. He looked more serious than ever. When I first got the offer, I didn't really listen to him well since I was distracted by the fact that he found out my identity through my wanted posters. And when we met in the storage too, I just passed it over since I was too flustered. He's saying friends, but our social status is different. I felt weird looking at the fire bead in my hand. Honestly, what kind of guy blatantly asks a woman to be friends like this? What is he talking about? Good thing that I have a good heart. Other women would have thought that he was trying to flirt with them. Flirting is not that different from this. I kept feeling weird, so I just looked at him, and he got closer to me again.
What? Did I ask you to be my lover or something? Don't you have any friends? Why are you debating for so long?
Lover? That's absurd.
You are so fine with your paramour servant. Stop saying that! We're not together and we will never be together. Oh my god. I don't know why you were so sassy with me. You're so sassy with me.
Right, it's true that you were the finest among guys. I mean, as a friend, the finest. When I said it out loud, I felt so enervated as if I just put my feet in the mire. I don't know why, but I felt so anxious and couldn't stand still. Felt like I had to shake my legs at least, and then I felt itchy below my neck. When I caught Iljume's eyes, he was smiling satisfactorily. His thin and pretty eyes and the pupils glowing like the fire bead were looking at me.
Good. I trust you now. Don't you dare betray me.
Likewise, little crow. Okay. As soon as I answered with a deep sigh, my head became so full of all kinds of thought. I suddenly changed my mind and started thinking that maybe it's a good thing to have that kind of gut as a man. Come to think of it, he seemed quite romantic for a guy, and he seemed to know women pretty well for a guy. Disagree, but okay. I don't know what was happening in my mind, but I kept thinking of all the good things about him. I just knew that this was not normal. But regardless of what I think inside my head, Iljume was just sitting there in the wind chewing grass as if he has nothing to worry about.
Well, that's good to hear. So I'm the finest among the guys? I'm a woman, so you wouldn't have to give that title to someone else, though.
Wait, are we just gonna gloss over that? What? Wait, you just admitted to... Wait.
Anyway, it's a good thing that I was the best at something for you, even for a brief second, right? Who said you're the...
Wait. What? Yeah, I was about to say, we're not glossing over that, are we?
Huh. I think I just heard something really weird, little crow. That it's good to hear? You know what you said. You shouldn't betray me.
No.
Not that...
The music on this route, oh my god. Did you just say you are a woman? As soon as I figured out what that meant, I sprung up on the spot. A woman?
What? Have I ever told you that I'm a guy? Yes, several times! You were just not paying attention to me enough. Why would I?
Then so far you were a girl.
A girl? Okay, Hisu, calm down a little bit. You're doing the same thing. Are you out of your mind?
I knew you were crazy, but you really are insane.
Whoa, gosh. A Yongbon girl was stealing things? A girl? And a fucking pleb, Yangban girl, whatever our social status is at this point, is running Jang-Uso. Why do you have a problem with this all of a sudden, Hisu? And doing that thing to me, huh? I didn't know anything and my heart almost fluttered just until now. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. But I couldn't say that out loud and kept mentioning the stealing part over and over again, and I almost ran down the fucking mountain. This is crazy. I'm going to kill... Wait, slow down, Hisu. I'm not gonna finish that sentence because no. Hisu, come on, that's not that bad. I could vaguely hear Illume calling me from the back, but I couldn't hear anything since my ears were so warm. Okay, I guess we're running away now. Pearl, you pearl. Oh my god. You'd think that Hisu would have taken this better because we're doing the same thing. Oh, reviewing for the Illume episode 8 has been unlocked. Okay. Well, I think we've gone through enough major events today, so we're to save the aftermath of that for next episode. Oh my god. Alright, I'll admit it. Illume is growing on me a little bit now that I know that I can use female pronouns now because she's come out. She's growing on me very, very slowly, but it is happening. So we got a little crow friend now. Fantastic. So we'll pick this up next episode. But thank you so much, whoever happens to be watching this. Like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. Until next time, bye. I mixed rice wine and your words are too hard.